Oh, hey, welcome back to Card Collex. Go Chiefs. All right, that's it for me for the Chiefs rant, but I had to get that out of my system. So today I've got a mail day and then going into NBA Top Shot. I think it's really cool, but I do have some concerns, and I'd like to share them with you and talk about it some more. So thanks for being here. Let's get into this. This is all stuff that I've ordered just over the last few weeks. Some stuff takes longer to get in than others, you know. And so, yeah, I've already cut it open, and just to make sure that everything was in there and everything was okay. But we'll be going through and opening it all up and looking at everything. So thanks for being here. Pretty excited. I'm pretty happy with a lot of this stuff, and it's definitely, there's a good assortment of stuff in here, all of which, you know, I think is a pretty good value right now. I'm really happy with this, but we'll get into it. So, how is everybody's Sunday going? It's a little different timing for me. I scheduled this for 6 o'clock because the Chiefs game was on at 2, and the Pelicans play at 8, and I want to see the Pelicans game, and I want to see Tyrese Halliburton play. I haven't seen him play yet. So, oh yeah, these are maybe my favorite cards I got. Just because I like them, my first soccer cards, FC cards, they're really nice. They're in really good condition. Little bit of white showing on the corners, just barely on these. But overall, just in great condition. I already took these out of the top loaders they were in. I couldn't help myself. They were just like begging me to get them ready to go to PSA. This is Kevin De Bruyne. He's a midfielder for Manchester City. I just really like the guy. I don't know really anything about soccer cards. I know, you know, people would say he's one of the top 10 players in the world right now and maybe the best midfielder. Obviously, that's arguable, but I don't know how midfielders fare when it comes to collecting. I know soccer's way down from what it was in like August, July. The Mbappes then were going for like, well, the Mbappe Kaboom was going for like $9,000, and it's back down to like 3,500. And then his base prism, same thing. And they just went up. And then they went like right back down within the course of like 6 weeks probably. So tripled in value and then went right back down. I think that says there's a lot of room in soccer for growth. But it also says that at least at that point it was mainly like short-term investors. Let's put it that way. I really like Kevin De Bruyne. This is a red out of 199, and this is just the tricolor, the multicolor. And I got both of these together for $60 shipped, which is a really good deal. I could probably put them up right now and get 100 out of them together. So, got a really good deal. I'm buying some other De Bruyne stuff. I already bought some. One of his Prism rookies from 2016 and his 2018 Prism, both of which do well in a PSA 10, but really anything does well. And soccer, like these cards right here, like, there aren't a lot of PSA graded soccer cards out there. That's one of the reasons I'm big on it too. I don't know if it's because internationally people don't ship cards to PSA. I would say that's part of it. But also it's just not as popular maybe. And probably the production run is lower, I would think. Again, I really know nothing about soccer cards, but I'm really happy with these. I'm pretty proud of them. I say that's maybe my favorite here. There's a lot of things I would say are my favorite in this bunch. Hold on, I don't have my chat where I can see it. Hey Jesse, Chiefs game was crazy. Yes, Chiefs game was crazy. Yeah, I think Mahomes will clear protocol. I hope so. I think he will though. And yeah, it was crazy. Mahomes tweeted right after that, anything is possible. Hashtag anything is possible. Oh my gosh, it was so up and down. This card right here, I think, is maybe the most undervalued card that I bought out of this lot, out of all of these. This is a Jose Abreu First Bowman Black out of 99. It's super off center, which hurts it, but everything else is really good on it. There are no PSA 10s of this card. Now, obviously, it's numbered out of 99, so there's not a lot out there, period. There haven't been a lot graded. There's maybe been 30 graded. There's 5 BGS 9.5s. I think there's like 16 PSA 9s. And then there's a few of these BGS 9s. But overall, last year's won the MVP, the league MVP last year, number 11 out of 99, and definitely has a shot at doing well this year. Even if not, I think with the rise in the baseball market that I expect this year, I don't think I can lose much. Well, I paid $40 for it. Let me put that out there. I paid $40 shipped for this card. Out of 99, BGS 9, Jose Abreu First Bowman, Black. That's like last year's MVP. Like, get out of here. All right? So I'm really happy with that. Put that to the side. This one I'm probably going to save for last. Let's see what we got here. This is another one that I went ahead and sleeved up. Tatis Stadium Club rookie. This was a lot from, I think it's called like merchandise liquidations on eBay. They have a ton of cards, and they look to be in pretty good shape. And what they said is, we buy big lots of cards. We don't grade stuff. We don't send stuff out for grading. We make money off of turnover. Basically, a lot of people do that. A lot of cards people do that. Four Bent Corners, what's up? Hey, Ted. First time on live? Well, thank you. Thanks for being here. Welcome. What's one thing you could give me on selling cards, and if you buy them, would you send me a list of what you sell? What's a tip I could give you on selling cards? If I'm selling cards, could you be a little more specific? Do you mean like do you want a chance at buying the cards I'm selling, or like how I'm selling, like a list of how I'm selling? I'm not sure what all you're asking, but I'm definitely interested, and I wanna find out and see how I can help. But yeah, this Tatis Stadium Club rookie looked really good online. Got it in. There's definitely some edge wear. Got a little bit of a lighting problem here, but we're gonna work with it. I don't know if you all can tell, but definitely some edge wear. This is a really dark backed card, and it's just prone to chipping. I have seen PSA 10s that show the same type of edge wear on the back, and so I am going to send it off. I think Tatis, I'm not normally big on the top players, but with the baseball card market going up, and as like publicly marketable as Fernando Tatis Jr. is, like, he's a big personality. Like Patrick Mahomes is in a ton of commercials. Baker Mayfield's got those Baker at Home commercials or whatever. I think Tatis, he's already got commercials out. He's big in the media. He's an amazing player. And with the market, I feel like will go up this year. I probably will be investing in some Tatis. Either some 2019 Topps Blasters, Series 2 Blasters, and some Tatis singles, maybe graded. I know his PSA 10s of this card are maybe 150. I can't remember, but the top Series 2 card are up around 270, something like that. And we don't know what the ceiling is there. It just depends on how much attention baseball gets this year. The ceiling might be like basketball. You know, that might be $1,000 card this year. I don't know, but I expect baseball to do well. So I got 4 Yordan Alvarez Gold Cup rookies as well. These sell well. Again, they said they don't really look at stuff for grading. The cards all look good. I got a Trae Young Hoops rookie here. Also looks really good. I just look for listings of people that... I just look for people that list with really good pictures on eBay. And normally it helps if they give me some type of description. Now, if it's a lower value lot, then I'm not too worried about it. This was like, I think, 45, 50 bucks, something like that. These were like $4 a piece. This Trae Young was 20. I paid up for it because, I mean, I paid a regular price, but for me, I feel like I paid up for it because I felt like the condition was really good. And then this Tatis was 12? I don't know. I got a pretty good deal. But I bought multiple lots too, so it's easy to get, you know, your best offers accepted if you're buying more than one thing. And that's definitely a tip for anybody out there, is if you find a card you like, actually I shouldn't be putting people's mailing addresses on there. If you find a card you like, definitely look at their other items they have available, because if you can bundle stuff like Frank off of American Pickers, then you can definitely save a lot of money. Sometimes a lot of money. I mean, 20, 30%. If somebody's looking at a $150 sale, they're a lot more likely to be willing to give up some for that than a $20 or $30 sale. So, another lot I got, a really nice Eloy Jimenez rookie purple. I'm just so happy with these purchases from the last couple weeks. Ozzie Albies refractor. Ozzie Albies is Ozzie Albies is an average player, really. He's an above average hitter. He's a little bit above average, you know, but he's still very young. 23. He'll be 24 in January. Actually, he just turned 24, January 7th. So 24 years old, is above average. You know, he bats like 120 WRC plus, and you know, I don't know exactly how good his fielding is, but either way, Topps Chrome rookie refractor for $8. This Eloy, you know, he tore it up last year. I think Eloy Jimenez is really undervalued. He's definitely going to be on the next list that I make. I think I put out a video that batted balls, that barrels video. It was, it had some stuff on Eloy Jimenez. But again, cards I felt like looked like they were in really good condition. And definitely, like, you know, give it time, be patient. The more cards you look at closely for grading, the better you get at it. And you can look at cards online and tell differences. If you look at enough of them, you can get good at it. 4-minute corners, tips on selling. No, that's okay. I'm a collector, never sold any cards before, but I have a huge number of sets from all different years. Beautiful condition. Also tons of unopened sets. That is awesome. Congratulations. I'm glad you're being rewarded for your love of the hobby, really, because we've all spent a lot of years where that's basically the only reason we did it. You know, vintage stuff, I'm a huge collector of 1971 Topps baseball, and I'm going to do some stuff on 1971 Topps baseball, but vintage stuff doesn't necessarily do as well on YouTube. Not that that's really held me up, but I'm a big collector of 1971 Topps baseball, and most of what I make goes into that. I am probably going to focus more on more modern stuff right now, just because there's so much opportunity right now. It's going crazy, and if I can grind this out for however long it lasts, you know, a couple, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, however long this boom lasts, then maybe I can get some cards that I've, you know, some like grail cards, that type of thing. But I've got 2. 2 sets of 1971 Topps going. But for somebody like you, I would definitely take my time. I mean, as you know, if you're getting into like high numbers in some of the vintage sets, those graded, if they're in really good condition, can go for big money. And definitely look at grading if you haven't already. If you're not familiar with grading, definitely looking to get some of your stuff graded, because I mean it can just really increase your potential. I don't think the market's gonna crash. I think just kind of like what I saw when I was younger in the 90s, it didn't take off and tank. It kind of it took off with the Griffey rookie, really, and then kind of rode through the 90s. And I feel like I kind of got fed up with it around 1997 with all of the new sets and the new products that were coming out. It was just like, for one, it was diluting the value of a lot of the cards. Now, they kind of had to do it because there was so much demand for cards at that time. But when you're looking at 20 different pages of Beckett listings just for 1 year, it gets frustrating. But anyways, I think you've got time to kind of really, try to maximize your value from that. And I don't think vintage, I really don't think, I feel like, I'm not sure about this, I feel like vintage got bigger, kind of like what we're seeing now. Like in the 90s, I feel like everybody was all about modern. And then as they learned more, they started to move into vintage. And I feel like that's what we will see here, and that's what we're seeing here is, yes, everybody's about what's hot right now, but as they learn and grow, and as they experience some heartbreak, on some of this really volatile modern stuff, they're going to want to move into stuff that's safer, There's a lot of big money people getting into the hobby right now, investment type firms, putting funds together, and I think that will push vintage. I mean, it's those type of buyers are going to push your top level vintage, your PSA graded sets and stuff like that. But that that's going to move all the vintage, I feel like. So I definitely, that's exciting. I'm really happy for you, because I feel like, over all these years, you deserve, to be able to capitalize on the work that you've put in over all these years. 4 bent corners. I'd like to send you some pictures of what I got and of all the high-end single cards I have as well. You won't be disappointed one bit of what I have, the condition they're in. Yeah, send me some pictures. I'll be honest, I don't have a big bankroll to work with as far as buying or anything like that. But definitely send me some pictures over, and if I can help you in any way with selling stuff, like, I will. You can send anything over to my email, cardcollex@gmail.com. So I'll type that in the chat, but yeah, that's it. It's just cardcollex. And cardcollex@gmail.com. But yeah, send me some pictures. I'd love to see, what you've put together. That's awesome. Jesse, have I looked into the collectible app? No, that's what I love about having you in the chat, and a lot of the younger people is they expose me to new things. It's like, the Star Stock and this NBA Top Shot and the collectible app. I don't know anything about the collectible app. Is it like is that the new, like, what do they call it? Fractional investment thing, like where they'll take like a big card, say a $20,000 card, and split it into 1,000 shares, $20 a piece or something, kind of like Rally, what Rally does. I'm not sure about that, but I can look into it for sure. For sure. Let's see. Yeah, this is a big package. It's only one card. Another Eloy Jimenez, PSA 10, Bowman Chrome rookie. The Bowman Chrome rookies RC cards are not as desirable, but they're still up there. You know, they're a good rookie. Here's something for you all. I think that the Bowman Chrome Mega Boxes are maybe the best value. This year's 2020 Bowman Chrome Mega Boxes are maybe the best value retail product, baseball product right now. I'm thinking about maybe doing some breaks of those if there's interest in them. But you've got all the big rookies from this year. Bowman Chrome's an amazing format as far as it looks great, in my opinion. It always looks great. Over time it holds up well. It's a premium product. And there's a ton of big rookies from this year that I think, it's kind of like if you put these guys up against guys from even guys from a couple years ago, let's say. These are the guys that are hot right now when the hobby is really taking off. This is their rookie year, of 2020. I feel like that holds a lot of weight going forward. So even if they have the same stats, if they have the same performance as somebody else, their cards are still going to be more recognizable, more noticeable. But anyways, yeah, 2019 Bowman Chrome, Eloy Jimenez, Gem Mint 10. I think I paid $34 for this, something like that. I felt like that was a no-brainer. Eloy's 24. Yeah, just turned 24 and has had some really good years. Actually, and this was in that batted balls video or barreled balls video as well. Eloy Jimenez and Fernando Tatis Jr. are not that different as far as statistically. Tatis has got the edge, but overall, they're pretty similar statistically. Let's see here. Jesse, what's your thoughts on those fractional investing apps and websites? Something worth getting into? Yeah, I think it's worth getting into. I don't think you'll get hurt by it. Again, with all the money getting into it, I think we're going to see increases for a while, especially in stuff that's solid. Like Rally's another, it's just a fractional investing place. Like they had a first edition Pokemon set that they do an IPO where people buy in and stuff. But they had a whole first edition Pokemon set that their IPO was right after that first edition Shadowless Charizard sold for like 150 grand. It was right after that. And they were pricing the shares out at pricing the set at 250. And I think a first edition set just went for like 700, something like that. And also I've been looking more into Pokemon too. So soccer, hockey, Pokemon, those first edition cards, even if they're they don't have to be Charizard by any means, and there are some reasonably priced ones that you can get into, for $300, $400, $500, $600, $700, and there aren't very many of them that exist. You can get those in PSA 10 format for $300, $400, $500, $600, $700. Some pretty decent cards, and that's it. That's the beginning of Pokemon. That's by far the lowest production run set that they had. That is kind of the holy grail. And if people want to put sets together, then they're going to have to get those cards. And when it comes to PSA, the Charizard is the most popular card in that set, and there's 250 of them. Not many, in a PSA 10. And so there are more of some of the cards. And the common ones especially, they weren't used as much, they weren't played with as much. That's one thing with the Charizard, everybody loved to use it in the game. So, those got tore up maybe more, but none of them have really high population counts. And so I'm probably at some point when I'm looking, I'm probably going to try to pick up some of those. Four Bank Corners. I also have a nice collection of Michael Jordan newspapers. It's going to take hours of time to just go through and tell you what I've collected. I promise I'll deliver on the awesomeness. Please do. Please do. What area of the country are you located in, Four Bank Corners? If you're in the U.S., you might not be in the U.S., but where what area are you located in? Because I might be able to, send people your way or help direct you to some people that you might want to talk to or something like that. I've talked to people about how helping them. I haven't signed on with anyone before, but I've talked to people about helping them liquidate big collections like that. Obviously, people are really tentative to do that, but it really does help. This a lot of new stuff in the market right now. Northwest Indiana. Oh, well, do you know Ryan Johnson? I mean, he's not in Northwest Indiana. He's kind of a ways away from you. He's in Grove City, Ohio. I don't know exactly how far that is. He's a card collector too, but Ryan is kind of he's not that old, but he's kind of a legend getting on that status. He was like the first person to kind of the first person to sell cards on Instagram, and it's been around for a long, long time. Give me just a second. But yeah, I'm sure you have some. Also, think about the National this year's in Chicago, the National Sports Card Convention. And, for some of your high-end stuff, especially if you have some stuff that's graded, you can definitely sell a lot of stuff there. Also, it's in August, which is normally the peak for baseball season. For years I've been buying stuff in January and selling in August because it's like clockwork for baseball. And so the National, you could avoid some eBay fees that way if you had some high-end stuff graded, or if you get it graded between now and then. That might be a great way to sell some singles. All right. Tiger rookie. Maybe I bought in at the peak of this. I don't know. I wanted one. Tiger's a legend. I think long term this is a good investment. This is a PSA 8. There's the regular and the gold foil. There's this is a regular PSA 8. There's like 2,500 PSA 8s. Which isn't a huge number, and there's a few different Tiger rookies, but this is the 1998 Champions of Golf. PSA 8. 2 months ago, you could have got this card for $150 to $200. I paid $300. If it goes back down to $150 to $200, I'm okay with that. If it goes up, I would be willing to sell it, but it would have to go up quite a bit between, with all this hype of the documentary and stuff like that. Not that there's really a lot of hype. It was kind of a hit piece on Tiger. I still think that the cards will probably go up. His cards will probably go up from here over the next month or so, but we'll see. Overall, long term, I don't think you can go wrong with somebody who was one of the best ever. get a little better focus on that. This one, the PSA 8, was $300. The PSA 9s are a lot more rare. We can look into these a little bit. And the PSA 8 gold foils, so this one's $300. The PSA 8 gold foils have been going around $500. That's a better investment in my opinion, but I wasn't willing to fork out $500 at the time. It's definitely a better investment in my opinion though. I mean, what's the difference between $300 and $500? I mean, it's just weird stuff like that, you know, but I didn't want to fork out $500, but this one for $300, I was okay with that. Hold on, I'm looking up some stuff, so let me switch over to the display capture, right? So 1998 Champions of Golf Masters Collection. This Tiger, there have been a lot of them graded, kind of. The sets, you can buy the sets still for like $200, but black borders and the sets, you know, they're really hard to get good condition versions of this card. So 1997 Tiger, there's only 131 nines. I think those were selling for around maybe $1,500. Let's see here. Oh no, more than that. Well, I mean, one just sold for $2,250. Oh wow. What in the world? This is so weird. Like, dang. No, that's a PSA 8. That's a PSA 8. This sold for $210 in November. PSA 9 in November sold for $1,000. And I don't know, this is just really weird, some of these sales. Like apparently on the second, somebody paid $5,000 for one, which probably, considering there's only 130 of them, is not that far off. I would think that would be a pretty reasonable target, but someone got one here for $1,600. $2,250. I don't know what the buy it now is for, or the best offer for this one is. I need to figure out how to look those up, but right now I haven't had much luck with that. But and this one might have gone up. I don't know. I knew that the Tiger doc was coming out a long time ago. I was just wrapped up in other stuff. But you know, I knew it was going to be a hit piece. You know, it wasn't going to be the most favorable thing as far as Tiger's concerned. They did it during the NBA season and the NFL playoffs, which was dumb. Like, not during golf season, which was dumb. Like, they did it on a Sunday during playoff games. They launched it. Like, that's dumb. Like, what's wrong with HBO? But still, whatever. So anyways, yeah, I bought this. I think this is the one I bought. And it was $315. So I haven't really gone down. This is a gold foil version of the PSA 8 for $480, which, like I said, the gold foil PSA 8s, there's only 600 of those. So that is a better investment in my opinion. Would be the gold foil PSA 8 for $500. Definitely a better investment. Gold foil PSA 9s, forget about it. The regular PSA 10s, forget about it. I think those go for north of $100,000. I'm not exactly sure, but I know they go for a lot. So there's only 2 of them. 4 bent corners. Yeah, I don't want you to make any big mistakes either. For sure. You know, if it's baseball, it's up to you. Like, a lot of stuff is going to be worth more. I mean, if you have good condition stuff, for one, then if it's worth it, you want to send that off to get graded. Like, and that's one reason, like, Ryan, I have an order with him as a third-party submission, and I would say, in my opinion, he's one of the best guys out there. He has like 5 guys on staff that submit cards to PSA for him. He can look at cards. He does a review service, and it's really cheap. He did a special over the winter where like his guys or him would look at your cards, tell you what they think they would grade. It's like a review. And if you want to have them graded, then you pay them to have them graded. If not, then they'll send them back to you or whatever. But being he's in basically middle Ohio, I don't know. That's who I would recommend. I don't know anybody in Chicago, but that's, if I was that close to his shop, I would recommend, and I'll put his website, and he's got a YouTube channel and an Instagram too, so you can look him up, but I'll put his website up here, because he's always buying, and he's a great guy, and it sounds like you might have a lot of cards that you need to send off for grading. That's definitely a way you can maximize your investment in that. If you sell on eBay, you're going to get charged 13% fees, so keep that in mind. Most people are going to start off offering around 20% below eBay prices, market sold comps. You can probably move them up on that. And two, it's something to think about over whether you want to sell or how much you want to sell right now. You can definitely space it out over time. And if stuff goes up, then, you benefit from that. If stuff goes down, you don't lose as much from waiting with everything. Four-bank corner, excellent condition, 100% on my behalf, and I have all sports. Oh, you got soccer? I thought you meant, I thought you were saying you've got mainly baseball. You've got soccer. Huh. Dude, I would hold on to the soccer. What do you think about Kevin De Bruyne? Are midfielders worth investing in? That's my question for you. That's a big question I have. Because I feel like his stuff is just super cheap. Jesse, what's your limit for per card rates for submitting? Heard there's like a 2-day return service that charges like $150, but you get it back quick. What are the rates I pay, and what's the expected return time? I mean, I submit. I went through Ryan because I had some cards that I wanted to. Let's go into it right now. So I had some cards that I wanted back quicker than 6 months. All right. So he has a regular basic that they don't offer on PSA anymore. The regular service, which comes back in about 3 months, is $28 a card. He has, for $75 a card, a 5-day submission that they're getting back in about 30 days right now. And then his economy are not that far off of what you pay, honestly, what I pay to send them myself. So like 1972 to 2016 cards, like I have to send in 20 or more through the Collectors Club or whatever, and I only get $12 a card. He gets a lot bigger discounts because he sends in a lot more cards. $18 a card for super modern cards. It's $15, and I have to send in 20 at a time. 1971 or older, $12 a card. I think I pay $10 if I send those in. I think, and actually that's not right. 1971 is considered modern, not ultra modern, but the vintage is, no wait, 1971 is vintage now. That's exactly right. Yeah, 1971 just moved into this year where it's considered vintage. Also Pokemon. So yeah. Now it says on here 20-day submissions, 3.5 to 4.5 months, 45-day, 9 to 12 months. I think that's kind of like worst case scenario. Like I know of some people that have been getting their regular economy submissions back in like 4 to 5 months right now. So I think that it might be getting better. I know they've hired a lot of people at PSA and done a lot of things, so. Oh, just not soccer. He said, I've got all sports, just not soccer. Oh, that's awesome. Jesse, okay. Return time. Yeah, I read it wrong. No, it's not your, it's not your fault. I read that wrong. But, yeah, as far as, like, I would probably start with Ryan. Whether you're sending stuff off to be graded, whether you're wanting to sell stuff, his thing is kind of football. And again, you can look him up on YouTube here. He's got a bunch of videos, or on Instagram or whatever, but that's where I would start. Hey, his main sport's football. He does everything, but his main sport's football, and then probably basketball. He probably sells more basketball, but as far as like personally, I think his favorite sport to deal in is football. So anyways, so that was the mail day. I think I had, let's see, 300, 400, about 480 probably. Couple Eloys. That purple's probably going off. I already looked at it. It looks pretty good. That Aussie, I'm just sitting on that. I'm going to look at these Jordans in this tray and see if they're worth sending off. That tray's got a little bit of edge whitening, but I'm not worried about it. Like a PSA, I paid $20 a PSA 9. I think the PSA 9 sell for 60 to 80 right now, which might be cheap. Trae Young's pretty impressive. Now you compare him to Luka. I mean, Luka's obviously got better stats and, better player, but Trae's definitely impressive. So at, 60 to 80 bucks, it's definitely worth a shot to send it off. Centering's great on it. Corners are great on it. It just has a little tiny bit of whitening on the edge there. I think I'm a little too particular when it comes to stuff, but Tatis, if that comes back a 9, it's still worth sending off for grading. It'll pay for itself and then a little bit. These De Bruyne cards, man, I love these. I think I want to get the rainbow. Like there's a blue, yellow, silver, the base, these two, and an orange. But I think I want to try to get the rainbow of these. I don't know. The other thing I'm looking at is 2012 Select, first year Select basketball silvers. Maybe putting a set together. Now the Prism silvers are ridiculous. Like they're ridiculous priced. The Selects, you can still get most of the set for I mean like $1 a piece. Like the silvers, like most of the no names and stuff like that. So obviously on the big names, the big rookies and stuff like that, you're going to be paying up. It would be a long-term thing, but having that set, being its first year Select, I'm definitely thinking about that. And then the rainbow on those De Bruynes. Yeah, Tiger. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with Tiger. I am really impressed with how this looks with the oversized holder. I thought the card was a lot smaller than this, and I think it just looks really, really good. The size that it is, and I'm really happy with that. So, that's the mail day, and we can get into talking about some stuff. I appreciate y'all being here. I really appreciate the conversation. It really helps me in the live streams, have something to talk about, and I appreciate the questions and everything. 4-Bent Corners. You got half Garbage Pail Kids cards, Elf cards, ET cards, you name it. I got it, brother. That's awesome. Oh, yeah, and don't let me forget about the Jose Abreu. Man, I'm just amazed that this is so cheap. Last year's MVP, Jose Abreu is 33 years old. I think he'll be 34 this year. But a black first Bowman out of 99, BGS 9, already graded for $40. Like, get out of here. Get out of here. Like, that'll never be a PSA 9. I don't care. I buy that card for $40 all day long. All day long. I'm actually looking right now. There's a first Bowman autograph, not like a refractor or anything like that, but a first Bowman autograph up there that's a BGS. I think it's a 9.5 with straight. It's a true gem 9.5 with all 4 9.5 markings for like $150 auto. So, maybe you say Jose Abreu's past his prime, but if he's got one more really good year in him, if he has another MVP, if he wins MVP again this year, that's probably a $150 card, if not more. His cards definitely go up, because I will say one of the craziest statistics that I've learned in the last couple months is that Jose Abreu has MVP votes in the 7 seasons he's been in baseball. He has 5 years where he had MVP votes and only 3 All-Star selections. So take that in. He's got 5 years where he's had MVP votes, 3 years where he was really high. 1 year he won it, this year. I just think it's like a lot of people, like Freddie Freeman. There's a lot of guys in baseball that just roll under the radar, and then all of a sudden people are like, oh, that guy's doing really well. Oh, he's been doing really well for like the last 5 years, and I never even noticed, and then their cards take off. But anyways, do I got Bucks or Saints? One thing, Bent Corners, I saw Chris over at Vegas. I think it's Chris over at Vegas Finds 777. I learned a lot about this Top Shot from watching his stuff. But he was opening some Garbage Pail boxes, and he was sending some of the packs off to be graded. He's got a video on Garbage Pail Kids, so you might check that out. But I know those are highly, highly collectible. Garbage Pail Kids. Jesse, who you got, Bucks or Saints? Saints. I don't know. I'm going to say Drew Brees. I don't like Tom Brady. The guy's a robot. He's the best quarterback of all time, probably, but I don't like him. Not that he's a bad person. I just don't particularly care for him. I feel like he's kind of robotic. I'm Tom Brady. I win Super Bowls. Must eat batteries. Oh. Must eat batteries. Let's see here. So anyways, NBA Top Shot. It's weird. I don't know what to think about NBA Top Shot. Like, it's really cool, and I will say it's really addictive. Like, you open these packs, they're all digital, but they're licensed by the NBA, and they have moments from time. So they're licensed by the NBA, so I wouldn't think that anybody else would be able to get these. And so, like, this is a base Tyler Hero for $2. All right, out of 7,500, that's all they make. And it's from December 29th, 2020. So it's a three-pointer. Like, it's a three-pointer from a game. They're all from games that the team won. That might be a buzzer beater. Yeah, buzzer beater. That's a big card, $2. But anyways, oh no, it's not a game winner or anything. Like, that's all they'll ever make. There probably isn't anybody else that'll do these for basketball. They'll probably do them for football and baseball. And then they have a marketplace. And it's all protected through blockchain, which is the same thing that Bitcoin is. And here's the catch, is that you can buy these with Bitcoin. Like, and so that's not a bad thing necessarily. But, you know, you see, like, some of this stuff is sold for ridiculous money. Like, ridiculous money. Like 30 grand, 40 grand. A pack costs $9 for these base packs. And they've, like, this is Series 2, Release 4. I think it started back in August is when they first started. I think it's when the first packs came out. Let's see. But they had 12 releases of Series 1. I don't know if there's different moments in each release. The Series 1 packs were $12. And I think they might have had 5 moments. But, like, the releases for Series 1, okay, you got, like, 6,000 packs sold, 2,300 packs sold, 3,600 packs sold. All right, now let's go down to Series 2. Oh, wait, that's... All right, 26,000 sold. 25,000 sold. 26,000 of... Oh, no, 26,000 left of 54,000. So I was right the other day. They had only sold like 3,000 packs. This ends tomorrow. At this time tomorrow, at 7 o'clock tomorrow. Like, they quit offering up these packs. And I think these packs have the LaMelo Ball, like the first LaMelo Ball rookie in them. But that might be the same for the releases they have after this of the base set. I don't know. But, you know, there is some scarcity priced in there. Jesse, so you're buying clips moments that you can sell trade. Is there a market for that? Yes. Pack costs $9, and that's exactly right. You're buying clips moments that are protected, that there is a marketplace for, that this, you know, once they're sold in packs, like, they're not, that particular one is not recreated. But then they also have, like, other versions of the same one, so I don't know how much more of that they'll do. But go through here, like the base Kevin Durant three-pointer is $8 right now. They're numbered to 7,500. That comes out of this Series 2. You know, pretty cool, Kevin Durant. If we go back, Kevin Durant, I think, only has, let's see. What? This is, oh, here's the other thing. The low serial numbers, for some reason, sell for more. Like, that's completely different than sports cards, where, like, okay, if it's numbered to 7,500, like, unless it's the jersey number, nobody really cares whether it's number 1 or number 1,000. But on here, they do. And the low serial numbers sell for a lot more. And here's my take on that. I think that's a product of blockchain, of Bitcoin. I think a lot of this is a product of cryptocurrency, guys. So, like, I think there's a lot of cryptocurrency guys in here who see an opportunity to make more off this than what they can make off of the gains in crypto right now. But when that changes, like when this levels out and crypto's going up, or if crypto's taking off, you're going to see tons of money get pulled out of here overnight. I mean, I feel like that's definitely a potential here, is that a lot of the money flowing through this format is guys with a lot of crypto that don't have anything to spend it on, have a lot of money basically, and for them maybe it's not a lot. If you're buying 1,000 Bitcoin back in 2008, then 100 grand's probably not a lot of money to you. But I feel like once they can make more having that in Bitcoin or whatever crypto they're in than they can trading in this Top Shot, then you'll see a lot of money pulled out of this real quick. Blockchain is the coding that they use to protect Bitcoin. It's like one of the most secure ways of coding something, and it's untrackable. So like that's why nobody uses Bitcoin for everything, because the government hates it because you can't track it. But it's that's one of the issues I see with it. The other issue is that, okay, if I have this in my collection, like, it's no different than what you see right here. Like, I get nothing more than what you see here. Like, this is it, right? So, unlike a physical card that I can own, I can take pride in, and I can hold, I can show it off, I can display it, whatever. Yes, I can look at pictures of cards online, and that's cool. But if I own that card, then I can hold it. There's more to it. With this, like, I have the same access to this as somebody that pays $8 for it. Let's go to the marketplace. I'll show you some of the stuff that's sold for big money, which is cool. But again, even something that's sold for, $45,000, I have just as much access to that as the person that paid $45,000 for it, right? So that is very concerning to me, that, one of the things that keeps cards afloat is collectors. Like, a big part of it is collectors. Like, people want those cards specifically. And so if the prices start to fall, at a certain point, people will jump in and they'll buy them because they want them, right? I don't feel like there's that same emotional connection to these. Even though the world has changed and a lot of younger people might be more connected to digital elements than they used to be, I don't think it's still strong enough to catch that drop. And you might see that in the stock market, where the stock market starts to drop. Like, if it's financially feasible, people will start buying in. But if a company's in real bad shape, that sucker drops to the bottom, right? There's no place where people step in and they're like, yeah, I want that stock of that company that just, basically, got indicted or whatever, Jesse, just buy 3 separate phones so you can run your moments in the background and display them, like have iPads like back on the wall where you've got your moments running. Oh yeah, that's hot. That's the next thing. But the thing is, I could just take a video. I know you're joking, and I'm joking too, but I get way too literal about stuff. So like, I could just take a video of this and then put that on my iPad. Be a moment hacker. This is the coolest one. Is the LeBron, that's like the Kobe tribute dunk. So that's a famous Kobe dunk. And then LeBron like did it in memory of Kobe after Kobe died. I think after Kobe died. No, Kobe died in May. That's before Kobe died. I thought that maybe it was a tribute dunk, but it was before Kobe died. Because he just got into the Hall of Fame too. So maybe that's what it was. But I'm pretty sure that's what that is like a Kobe tribute dunk that LeBron did. But anyways, this is the base set one that sells for $1,700, right? Now you saw on there somebody asking, all right, let's look at this is the cheapest version of that. The lowest ask on this one, which is the throwdowns version, is $3,800. Let's see here. This is the exact same one in the From the Top series that's $30,000 right now. All right. And I think, but so let's go back to the base one. All right. So we go down to, all right, like people want $20,000 for the base number 3, and then they go down from there. Like there's a number 56 for $4,000, or a number 36 for $3,400, but like people are paying more for the lower numbered versions, which doesn't make sense to me. Like there's no precedent for that. That's just what they've decided, you know? And I think that could be too, like manipulation by people that have a lot of money in this, because it is brand new. And so, yes, you have early adopters, but your original adopters were Bitcoin guys that could manipulate the product, you know? I don't know. You know, I don't know. So I think there's definitely some risk there. And the main risk that I see is that, you know, the bottom could fall out of it. And there's a good argument to be made for how the bottom could fall out of it. And that's that if, you know, since there's so much Bitcoin that's in this, that if this levels off and Bitcoin's making more than this is, then watch out, because people will start pulling money out of this. It's hot right now, but I don't know. Jesse, yeah, I can watch that moment without having to own it. Yeah, exactly. So do they stop showing previews for moments once they sell out? No, that's the thing, and I don't think they will. Because because of the marketplace, all right? So nobody's going to buy that if they don't know what it is. If they can't look at it or watch it or anything, like they're not going to buy it. Now, what they might do is shut them down whenever there's none for sale on some of them. Like, don't make them accessible if there's none for sale. But even then, you got 1,000 people that are holding them. And if one of those people has one up for sale, then everyone in the world can view it the same as all of the people that hold them, right? Yeah, but I think there's always a visual. I think and that is exactly what you get. That is what, you know. So the other night when I first got on here and started looking into it, like I was in it. I do think it's cool. It wore off really quick, but when I first got in there, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be so addicted to this. And like, I can't afford to spend a bunch of money. But then I'm like, I can't afford not to. But then the more I thought about it, the more I was like, I think I can afford to miss out on this, as opposed to like having a bunch of money tied up in it. I'll still mess with it. I'll still like do some stuff with it. And I'll probably go in. One of the things I will do to try to capitalize on this is like, let's go to series 1. Let's see. This is like the big one, the legendary cosmic. All right. Let's see if there are any cheap ones on here. Like, they're all expensive. Like, to me, to a poor person, they're all expensive. There's one for $750, Marquise Chris Dunk. This is like the biggest set, I think, though. Is this Cosmic? I think. There might have been one before this. I know there was one that was released only to early adopters. Now, these were $230 a pack when they released. So if you bought a bunch of packs of these, like you might be sitting on $150,000 right now. If you bought like 5-10 packs of these, you know, you might have put $2,000 into this and be sitting on 150 grand right now. That's how much it's taken off. It's been crazy. Like, it has taken off. But, like, that's FOMO. Like, for me to dump a bunch of money in here, that's FOMO. Because I don't really care for the product that much. I mean, I do. I think it's fun. I think it's cool. I think it's something new and it's something different. But do I have an emotional connection to it the way I do cards? No. So, yeah. There's plenty of people who made a bunch of money off this, though. That's for sure. There's no doubt there. And I'm not saying I'm right. I'm saying that I feel like there are risks here. Some pretty significant risks. But for right now, it's hot. It's hot, hot, hot. Jesse, you're always LMAOing. I think you just exposed the loopholes in it to the point that I don't think I'll go in on it. You can't lose money you don't bet. That's one thing. It's cool and it's different, but I like YouTube more. Cool. You can't lose money you don't bet. That's for dang sure. You know, I think this is cool. I think it's fun. Now, here's one thing I'll point out. If I go into the base set of Series 1, common early adopt. Let's go back here. Let's look at this. Let's just look at the common base set. Let's look at the common base set. That's early adopters. Okay, here's a Markelle Fultz. Early adopters. Series 1 for $12 out of 1,325. Markelle Fultz has some serious potential, you know, in the future. Right now, did he get hurt to where he's not playing this season? I can't remember what's up with Markelle Fultz. I don't watch them as much. Hold on. Yeah, I mean, he's not doing great for, I think he was #1 pick, right? He's only 23 years old. Not even 23 yet. Yeah, #1 pick, 2017 draft. You know. But he is getting better every year. I don't know, maybe he'll have a breakout. Maybe. But I mean, a lot of people still think Markelle Fultz has a lot of potential. But anyways, this is where I think the potential would be, this is where I would be playing. Let's put it that way. I'm not going to be a player in the, you know, thousands of dollars. I'm going to be looking at these first cards that came out. Like this Colin Sexton. I love Colin Sexton. I think he's awesome. He's doing great this year. $100 out of 1,325, is that worth it? I don't know. I would consider it just because of how much some of these go for. But there's definitely some, you know, cheap ones on here. Cheap compared to Julius Randle having an amazing year. $50. That's one of the first moments, you know, that came out. You know, so and there are some, I know from the base set, like there's a Series 1, the regular Series 1. What the hell? Wait a second. Obi Toppin. Hold on a second here. Filters, sets. Common base set Series 1. Okay, so there was Early Adopters Series 1, and then there's Common Base Set Series 1, which is the first set. So Early Adopters Series 1 would be like first edition Pokemon, and then Series 1 would be like, I guess, the non-first edition Shadowless or something. I don't know. So in this Series 1 base set, Rui Hachimura out of 4,000, $3. That's an opportunity. A guy that could be awesome. You know, DeJounte Murray, $1. Jimmy Butler, $5. Jimmy Butler steal. So I think like the dunks definitely take precedent over like the layups. Probably the steals. Some of the three-pointers are awesome. Is that the Lucas step back game winner? No. Is it? Wait. Yep, it is. Okay, that's sick. $200 though. All right, so. But anyways, yeah, this is where I would see me playing for the most opportunity here. Would be, all right, if somebody wants, it's really easy to build sets on here. So like if somebody wants to build a set, like they have to have some of these, right? All right, so, you know, I'm going to pick up all of these that are still at $1. And then, you know, the ones that I think are cheap, that are decent players. Rudy Gobert for $2. Rudy Gobert's a baller. Guy's $1. I'm picking that up. This is where I would be playing. You know, probably buy a few packs here and there. I'm probably not going to take it super serious though. I can't afford to take it super serious. Daniel Theis, he had a good game tonight. $2. So yeah, Series 1, couple bucks. I don't know. That's pretty much my take. My thoughts on it. My take on it though. Let's see here. I need to talk to some soccer fans. I need to find out if I knew that, like, oh yeah, midfielders are collectible. Like if somebody told me that, I'm already buying these De Bruyne cards, mainly because I'm a fan of his. Like I started looking into him and I'm like, yeah, I like this guy, and he's really good as a midfielder. But if somebody told me, yeah, midfielders are collectible, like it's not just strikers or whatever, then I would probably buy more. Jesse, if you had no price restrictions, whose cards would you buy as an investment and for your PC? There's some cards that I want as an investment and for my PC. LeBron's. So like LeBron Chrome 10, if I had no price restrictions. No price restrictions. Wow. I would definitely have some new cards then. You know, if I had $1 million to work with, you know, there'd probably be a $20,000 Patrick Mahomes rookie card in there. There'd probably be a $20,000 or $30,000 Luka card in there. Because maybe it'd be a select though, it wouldn't be a prism. Like a tiger stripe or something like that. But there'd also be, you know, Nolan Ryan as a PC, Nolan Ryan rookie. There's some, you can pick, oh my gosh, Babe Ruth cards. I would buy up some Babe Ruth cards. Mickey Mantles, mainly, but like Jackie Robinson, Satchel Paige, Josh Gibson. I like a lot of the Negro League players. Frank Robinson. I like a lot of the 60s guys, the Willie Mays and all them. I'd have all of those like iconic cards from baseball cards from like the 60s. I'd have some 1970s basketball. I'd have a decent Gretzky rookie. I'd for sure have a PSA 10 Ken Griffey Jr. 1989 Upper Deck for dang sure. Topps Chrome. I'd get as many early 90s Topps Chrome like late 90s and early 2000s Topps Chrome refractors as I could of Hall of Famers. So like Allen Iverson. I mean, yes, LeBron would be on that list. And LeBron's an amazing investment. Like, you look at his body of work, and people can say, okay, people say Jordan's the best of all time. All right, you can say that, you know, and you can try to say, well, Jordan was 6 for 6 in finals. Okay, well, he also took 2 years off to play minor league baseball, and then he retired, and then he came back for the Wizards. And when he came back for the Wizards, he really wasn't Michael Jordan anymore. All right. I mean, people don't have to like that, but it is it is something, you know. LeBron's body of work is by far bigger. He will have more records. And he could potentially, I mean, he's going to be top 5 points and top 5 assists of all time. You know, he's probably going to be number 1 in points. There's a good chance he's most points of all time in the NBA by the time he's done. Just say it. LeBron the GOAT. Yeah, LeBron the GOAT. He's the GOAT. He is. I love Michael Jordan. Awesome player to watch. Love watching him play. Maybe the most clutch player of all time. I don't think LeBron can compare to how clutch Michael Jordan was. Like, when he needed to step it up, there was no, like, turn it up to 10. Like, he could turn it up as far as he needed to. He could score 60 points in a finals game if his team needed him to. He could play with the flu and score, 50 points or whatever. There was no... Jordan was, in my opinion, by far the most impressive... the most impressive. Jordan was a more impressive player to watch during his prime than LeBron was, just because of that. Like, he could will things into existence. He could will a performance into existence. I don't think he ever had a bad day. He never had a bad game. But LeBron is awesome. Calm down, Skip Bayless. Undisputed. Undisputed. Yeah. Yeah, boy. Oh, it's true. It's true, though. It's like, I need Shay. I need Shay over there. LeBron the GOAT. LeBron the GOAT. Gosh. I was getting sentimental there. I think it's a tie. And if that's the case, let me look at something. I need to look at how many PSA 10 LeBron refractors there are. Because Jordan PSA 10s are selling for about a $200, $220 right now, I think. They've gone up so much, so many times. PSA has broken over the last week or two. Like, the search doesn't work anymore. Like, did you see that? Like, I just put his name in, it didn't go. Like, you have to go to the card. I know LeBron's towards the end of the set. Isn't he? So like, that's what I would say. As far as pricing LeBron, I would price LeBron refractors next to Jordans, I think. Yeah. So there's 2,000 PSA 10 Topps Chrome. There's 20 black refractors, 10 gold, 171 regular refractors. So those actually might be selling kind of cheap because I think they're selling at like a 120 right now. I mean, kind of cheap. Like Jordans are selling at 220. All right, there's 275 of them. There's probably more BGS 9.5s and 10s of LeBron refractors, so we take that into account. I mean, considering LeBron hasn't retired yet, they're probably not super overpriced at 120 grand compared to Jordan. 7 X fractors. Dang. See, there's some LeBron cards that would probably break records right now that just haven't sold. I don't know. There was another 1952 Mickey Mantle PSA 9 that broke the new. Oh, you just wrote about that. Yeah, 5.2 million. I had some guys arguing with me on TikTok and on YouTube about the Honus Wagner is worth more, and it's not. Like it's not. Like nobody would agree with that. I don't think. But anyways, the Honus Wagner there was a new record, I think, set here recently for a Honus Wagner. But yeah, 2 years ago, the PSA 9 Mickey Mantle sold for what, 2.8? And now a PSA 9 just sold for 5.2. And there's 3 10s out there. So normally, all things, PSA 10 is going to sell for about 3 times what a 9 does. Somewhere in there, 3 to 4. That's a little different. Like, depends on how bad somebody wants it, because a PSA 10 Mickey Mantle hasn't sold in 20 years, almost 20 years. So if one was to go up for auction, the sky's the limit, because you may never get a chance to buy one again. So if you're a billionaire, or I mean really, even if you're, whatever, if you're rich, I mean, you may never get a chance to buy a PSA 10 Mickey Mantle ever again. That could go for $50 million. It could go for $50 million. I could see that being real. I mean, that could happen. I mean, if they were selling like the Honus Wagners were, then I would probably say 15 to 20. But being that one hasn't sold in almost 20 years, and you may never get a chance to buy one again in your lifetime, I mean, that puts a premium on it. Who? Who what? But yeah, that's so funny. Hey, how about that? Did you decide what you're going to do with that John Morant rookie ink? You're going to sell it? You're 16? I didn't know how old you were. I knew you were kind of young. 750 could definitely boost your card game. I agree. I think that's a good idea. Really, I have to hold myself back because cards are going up in value right now across the board. But like if you've got, you know, like you can take that $750. I don't know though. If that card, it might be worth, I don't know. Getting it graded. I mean, you could send it through Ryan for $75 and have it back in a month. I mean, if you think it would grade well. I like Ja, but he's not someone I'm following a lot. Definitely don't argue he's going to be big and it's fun to watch. Just not something I find too much connection to. Yeah, I agree. And like right now, and most, a lot of guys in cards, like that make a living off of it, like they're not out here thinking about what's going to happen tomorrow. Like it's all about volume. So like there's a lot of guys that'll go into a card show and they'll buy somebody's whole table. Like put a price on your whole table, right? They'll buy it, they'll piece it out, they'll make their whatever, you know, off of it, and they just keep going like that, you know? And it's all about volume. It's all about volume, you know? So that's the place that I'm at. And that's how I feel is right now there's so much opportunity. I need to be continuously selling and buying because especially being able to send stuff off for grading, you know, if I can buy, you know, on eBay or wherever 100 raw cards and send 20 of them off for grading and 10 of them come back a PSA 10, you know, the 9s probably pay for the 100 cards I bought. And the rest of them split them up between ComC, eBay, and whatever, you know, like just keep it rolling. Keep it rolling. I was thinking about grading, but I wasn't sure. It's a redemption. Oh, it's a redemption. I forgot it was a redemption. Yeah, you don't know till you, oh, that's right. No, you got to sell it. You got to sell it. It'll take them a year. It'll be a year before you see that card if you send in that redemption. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. Sell it. Your whole thing against grading is Panini has a reputation for taking forever. Yeah, exactly. You're exactly right. I forgot that was redemption. Yeah. No, it'll be a year before you'd see that card. And that might be best case scenario. Because that was a year ago, people were sending in redemptions, they're just getting them back. So if you're sending one in now, it could be completely different than what it was a year ago before things got crazy. I mean, they produce so much more stuff. And I'm sure they will continue to produce more because they have to meet demand. People want more. I'm interested to see, there's going to be a lot more retail stuff that people want hitting the shelves in the next couple months because there's still a lot of football releases that haven't come out yet. A lot of football releases, like big football releases that haven't come out yet. And now we're getting into basketball's coming out. Before, like here really soon, baseball's going to start coming out. So there's going to be an overlap where there's three, like we're in the prime of all three sports. So is it going to be easier to find stuff on shelves? They really, really, really need to implement a quantity like rule in all these Walmarts and Targets because it is a shame that a kid can't just go into a Walmart or anywhere, I mean, and get a pack of cards that he wants. That's stupid. And it's bad. It's wrong. It's wrong. It's bad for the hobby. It's bad. It's just it's a bad thing. So interested to see. You're gonna work on posting it tonight? Yeah. You don't want to wait till he has a big game. You also might think about selling it in person. Then you ain't got to pay those eBay fees. Just to throw this out there, so you'll pay 13% between eBay and PayPal. So that's $75 plus. Damn it, where's my calculator? Let me pull it up on here. So let's say it sells for $750 times 0.13 equals $97.50. You'll pay $97.50 in fees, plus it will cost you, if you send that out in a small priority box and you put insurance on it, which you definitely should, it'll cost you $20 or $30 to ship it. Right? So at that point, you're at $120 that you're paying off of it. So that brings you down to $630. So if you could walk into a shop or something and get $650 for it, you're doing a lot better. I mean, you're doing better. You're not doing a lot better. Or if you could find a private individual that would be willing to pay $700 if market rate was $750 right now. And the other thing is there haven't been that many that have sold. So we really don't know what the going rate is for it. It could go down, it could go up. A lot of times it goes down as time goes on. But being that it's John Morant and he already has an established, doing a draft and making an offer up post. Oh, okay. Okay. Do you, brother? I'm just throwing some things out there to keep in mind. I want to see you do as good as possible on it. It's a lot to consider. Especially you're 16 years old and, that's a big amount of money. That you can parlay that into, if you're smart with it, you can use that, like you said, to give you, a lot better opportunity in the card game, to give you an opportunity to make a lot more money, to do better, and it's not necessarily about the money, but do I want a 1933 Goody Babe Ruth PSA 3? Yeah, you can get one for $15,000 right now. It's insane how cheap the Babe Ruth, you can get a Babe Ruth for, as compared to, you can basically sell, you could trade a Lucas Silver for a Babe Ruth. Granted, a Babe Ruth PSA 1 or 2, but still, it's Babe Ruth. It's legendary, You could trade a Giannis Silver, and Giannis is awesome, but he's not guaranteed. He's definitely not guaranteed yet. 2 MVPs, but only really 4 good years out of 7 he's been in the league, and he's getting up there. So, you could trade a Giannis Silver, $30,000. You could get a pretty nice 1952 Mickey Mantle for $30,000. Pretty nice. You could get a nice one. 4-Bent Corner Sports Cards. I'm getting set up to show off for pictures. I have help, but it will still take us an hour or 2 to be ready to show. But you have my word, I will email you tonight. Okay. That's awesome. Don't go out of your way for me or anything, but I don't know how much help I can be, but I'd definitely love to check it out. So thanks. Thanks. And it gets you a lot, you know, having those pictures and everything, you know, that helps when you're ready to list things or whatever. Just show, you know, being able to show people. So that'd be a lot of work out of the way. But yeah, send them on over. That's awesome. All right. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to make me something to eat and watch the Pelicans game. Watch them play the sax. And I really appreciate you all hanging out. And yeah, I'll have some more stuff coming out. But yeah, it's been great. Y'all have a good evening, all right? For Bent, I'm looking forward to seeing that stuff. I'll catch you later. See you, Jesse. Fun catching up with you, too.